What's happening YouTube, and welcome back to Beer Tech, and this is the Galaxy S7 Edge, a phone that's getting a little long in the tooth by smartphone standards, but is it still a viable option almost 10 months after its release? I think so, but we'll dive into that. So the S7 Edge is still a fantastic phone, even after almost a year of use. I've had this one for just a few months, and it's holding up pretty well. I would say the battery life on it is not quite up to par with, say, the Pixel or the OnePlus 3 or 3T or the iPhone 7 Plus, especially not the iPhone 7 Plus. But I am able to get close to 4 hours of screen on time with each use, which I would say for a battery of this size and with a screen of this size and resolution is a pretty good thing. I also have a lot of things pushing to it, like I have 2 or 3 email accounts pushing to it every 15 minutes or so. And I also have a lot of stuff going on with YouTube. Obviously I'm doing this channel and I'm constantly checking on that and commenting. I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos lately on Resident Evil 7, which is getting ready to come out, and pretty much just been going through the paces with this thing, and it's been holding up pretty well, especially this weekend. I can't say enough about the screen. The screen on it is amazing. I don't think I've found a screen that I've liked better than this. The screen on the Pixel was pretty good, but this one just has that extra level of brightness and color saturation and deeper blacks, and it's definitely my favorite screen on a smartphone. Other than, say, the Note 7, which isn't actually an option anymore. We all know how that ended. So Samsung tries to add a lot to the software experience on the S7 Edge and to all of their smartphones in general, but I think that adding a custom launcher like Nova gives you a little bit better experience, a little bit cleaner of an experience, but you still do experience some lag. Now with touching the home button, I have experienced quite a bit of lag, so say if I go into something like the Play Store and then I exit back out, it gives it that extra couple of milliseconds, but it still bothers me a bit. And I think that has to do with the double tap to launch the camera feature, which is pretty quick. I can't complain about the speed of that. It does give me a little bit more time to kind of set up my shot, or if I'm in a time crunch, like my daughter's doing something crazy, then I can tap the home button 2 times and go straight into whatever she's doing and take some pictures or take some video. Having the video button right there instead of having to swipe like on the iPhone is a little bit nicer too, although it does have quite a long transition into actually recording. Still a little bit faster though than the iPhone. Now with launching apps, as you would expect, it's a little bit on the laggy side, and that's comparing it to the Pixel and the iPhone. Now with TouchWiz, you can always expect a little bit of lag, but it does get kind of crazy sometimes, and especially like in Chrome, when I'm scrolling around, it does seem to kind of hiccup a lot. I'm not a big fan of having lag in my browser, which is where I feel like the transitions should be the smoothest and the scrolling should be the smoothest. Now right here, this is actually pretty good for me, but you can kind of see it starting to hiccup a little bit. You can see some frame rate dips and all kinds of stuff like that, and that's just kind of typical Samsung lag. You can just expect it in a Samsung phone. With the messaging app, you can kind of get some lag in there as well, but I won't go too deep into that. Typing is relatively good. You can kind of open up a typing window and start typing and see what that looks like. But with the Samsung keyboard, I found that I like the row at the top with the numbers as opposed to the Google keyboard, which they're not always there. But with the Google keyboard, you do get a little bit better predictive texting. The predictive texting on the S7 Edge is terrible. 100% terrible. Now a few of the things I dislike about the S7 Edge are the charging port is still a micro USB, and this came out last year where USB-C was kind of starting to take hold. I would rather it be USB-C. I like the reversibility of it, and I like that it's USB 3.1, which gives it a little bit faster data speeds, and I just like it overall better. Plus it's the new standard, so you could have kind of future-proofed yourself a little bit there, Samsung. They tried to do it with the Note, but the Note exploded, so it didn't really matter. Look for it on the S8, but for now, if you are looking at buying an S7 Edge at this point, you're still going to be using that micro USB adapter, but that might be a good thing for you because they're a lot more readily available, they're a lot cheaper, they just kind of work as well as they can, and a lot of things use them, so you probably have some lying around. The second thing, this home button, not a fan of it. Mine sticks, which isn't good. The fingerprint reader on it it's okay. It doesn't read it all the time. and a lot of the times I'll have to leave my finger on it for longer than I thought, and it's not very clicky on the sides. So if I click on the sides and one side it sticks and the other side it just doesn't read it, so you kind of have to click right in the middle. I've read some people have had that issue a little bit, but I've had it pretty much consistently. I thought about returning it and getting another one, and I did, and then I pretty much had the same issue. It doesn't stick as much, but it is still kind of crappy. I'm not gonna lie. I don't like the home button. I wish it was more like Apple's home button from the iPhone 6s, not so much the one from the 7, because I don't like that whole 3D touch, force touch home button thing. But with the S8, they're saying maybe it'll just be in the screen, which sounds pretty cool, but we'll see how that's implemented. But again, not a fan of the home button. And then finally, the camera is kind of degrading to me, which is crazy. I used the Pixel XL, and I thought the camera on the Pixel XL and the 7 Plus were a little bit better. With the video camera on this, I kind of get like a yellowish hue to it when I'm in a room like this without natural sunlight or without, you know, a lighting kit or something. I recorded a video of my son and it just didn't turn out great. It kind of looked really yellow, and with the camera and all of the capabilities that the Pixel and the iPhone have, I just wasn't super impressed with it. So call quality on the S7 Edge is not the greatest. It's definitely lagging behind, say, the iPhone 7, the iPhone 7 Plus, and the Pixel and Pixel XL. I think that they could do a little bit better. The speakerphone on it it's okay. It does have an extra volume button, which is nice to have to increase that volume if you're in a louder spot, but it kind of gets distorted when you get that loud. And I don't like to talk on speakerphone on this phone specifically, and I do use a lot of speakerphone on the iPhone 7 and 7 Plus, and I used a lot of speakerphone on the Pixel and the Pixel XL, and it sounded just fine. It's not quite as clear on here. AT&T's network is very good in my area. I typically have 3 to 4 bars or more. When I'm at work, it's really good. Wi-Fi calling doesn't quite work up to what I'm expecting. With the iPhone 7 and 7 Plus, it had a really good handoff feature where it would hand off if you were on a cell phone network that was stronger than your Wi-Fi network and vice versa, whereas this thing seems to kind of struggle with that. The Pixel also struggled with it, just for the record. But call quality, definitely not great on the S7 Edge. So what do I think about the Galaxy S7 Edge 10 months after its release? Well, I think it's still a pretty good smartphone. I don't think it's the best anymore. It probably was for a few months, but I think it's been supplanted by the Pixel. I think the iPhone 7 and 7 Plus are the better phone. I thought the Note 7 was obviously the better phone. The LG V20 is a good choice. The OnePlus 3T is new and, well, newer, and it's a good choice. It's a lot cheaper. It's about half the price. You don't get the expandable storage or the waterproof or the screen with it, but it's still a pretty solid choice. The Pixel, obviously, you saw my review on that. So I love the Pixel, but I would absolutely recommend it. You can probably find it on sale. Best Buy, when I bought it, was giving away a 256 gig memory card and a wireless charger, so I hopped on that deal. You can probably find it with a gift card, or Samsung might be giving away their Gear VR. You're probably going to be able to find it for a deal. You might not have to pay full price for it. They're also really cheap on the secondary market, like eBay or Swappa, or you might be able to find it on Craigslist if you're brave, for $400 or $500. But yeah, check out the Galaxy S7 Edge if you're looking for a new smartphone and don't feel like ponying up the full amount for a Samsung flagship. It should be getting its update to Nougat very soon. They said the end of January, but who knows in the US? You never can really tell with the carriers and what they're gonna do. But if it does get Nougat kind of soon, I have played with it, and it's pretty awesome. You get all of the UI tweaks from the Note 7 on it, and it makes it look a little bit more modern. And then you've also got the Galaxy S8 coming out soon, so look for another dip in price for the S7. But definitely go out and buy it if you like Samsung phones and you like phones with a ton of features, because it still has a ton of features, even if it is a little bit old. Well guys, that's it for the Galaxy S7 Edge. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Please tell me how I'm doing. I love to hear it. It feels like I'm gaining some traction, which is awesome. You guys are starting to watch and comment a little bit more. I can't thank you enough. Please keep watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks.